So let's dig into some of the best Italian food in the business from a guy with the best facial hair in the business, Richard Brackett from Stazione di Federal. All right, if I'm going out for Italian food, obviously I want to start with some appetizers. And for me, Italian means calamari. You guys do some really special calamari. I know a lot goes into that. So just explain the Stazione way of doing it.
So for starters, it's lightly coated, so it's not a lot of batter on it. It's fresh product, never frozen, which is a key to it all.
Yep.
You start with the poor product, you're never going to end up with a finished dish that's great. Fried to perfection, and then finished with a spicy tomato sauce and cherry peppers.
It's just a classic done right. And it's funny how there's a lot of people that just say, I don't really love calamari. It's not my favorite, because I think they've probably been eating a lot of bad calamari throughout their life. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get a frozen product that's fried too long and you're chewing rubber bands.
Yes.
There's no flavor to it.
Well, there's plenty of flavor to yours. There's no doubt about that. Throughout your whole menu, so many fresh flavors, everything really kind of done expertly. Now, I'm a pizza guy. I love pizza. But you don't do a big giant New York style, floppy pizza. You're doing the pizzetta, which is a more, sometimes authentic, or go to like an Italian wine bar. So explain your approach to that and what your pizzettas are kind of achieving in terms of flavor and texture.
So see, the idea with that is most people want something that they can share at the start of it.
Yeah.
But doing a big pie on the table, now you're crushed for dinner.
That's pretty much the dinner,
right?
Yeah.
So here you get a little taste of sausage crumble, broccolini, shredded mozzarella on a crispy crust.
Yeah.
And it's enough so that everybody gets a little taste of it.
Yeah, it's such a perfect dish, too. I mean, I love you have this great little intimate bar at the restaurant, too. If you're just going to go in and get a glass of wine, get a pizzetta, to me, that's like a perfect meal right there. Except I never end right there. I keep on going. I keep on going. Another go-to for me, I love a good chicken marsala or veal marsala, whatever it is. I'm just a sucker for a good marsala sauce. So you guys have a lot of these traditional classic dishes. And so when you put a marsala on your menu, I know you're going to kind of do it right, but you also do it your own way. So how do you explain your recipe here?
So all the menu is scratch cooking.
Yes.
So every dish starts with a saute pan or a cold plate, depending upon where it's coming from.
Yep.
In this case, it's shallots, it's garlic, a little bit of olive oil, scallopini of chicken in there,
Yep.
and then finish with marsala wine. So very simple ingredients,
Yeah.
but done right.
And when you take a bite of this, what am I going to get in terms of taste or in terms of texture?
You're going to get the sweetness of the marsala, the earthiness to the mushrooms,
Yeah.
a little bit of spice out of the shallot and
Yes.
garlic, and the pasta on the plate, tagliatelle pasta, tossed in the same sauce that's on the chicken.
It's always about the balance at your restaurant, too, because some marsalas get a little too sweet, a little insipid, not here. Very well balanced, very well done. Now, of course, when you're talking about pasta dishes around here, usually the number one seller at most restaurants is going to be a Bolognese. It's just a go-to comfort food. But it is one of those dishes that can kind of go wrong if you don't take your time with it. But I know you guys do. And even your ingredients are a little bit different than a lot of restaurants.
Certainly, certainly. So it's vitello and cinghiali, so wild boar and veal.
boar,
We've been
I love it.
sourcing wild boar since we started the restaurant.
Yeah.
And adds a gaminess to it that's not overpowering. So it's unlike traditional pork, and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But unlike traditional pork, it adds another layer to the dish.
Yep.
And it's hours of cooking,
Yeah.
right? So starting with onions and carrots and celery and sweating those down, then adding the meats to it, and then at the right time adding tomatoes to it, and at the right time adding wine to it, and then just letting that all simmer really, really slowly.
Right. I mean, sometimes it's about the technique, and sometimes it's just about patience. But for you, it's about all those ingredients. The ingredients, it's the patience, it's the expertise, and it all comes together in that bowl, and it is beautiful. Now we got to get some dessert, okay? And I feel like tiramisu is having a moment. Like, I feel like my social media feeds are full of tiramisus. They come in so many different... I think you have the fluffiest tiramisu, first of all, I've ever had. Also one of the best. So how do you do the tiramisu? What makes it the Stazione way?
So it's a celebration piece, it's a statement piece, so it's a very large portion that we're serving.
Yep.
And Chef Michelle starts with ladyfingers that we were originally making in-house, but seasonally that becomes problematic with humidity and whatnot. So anyway, she's taking those, soaking them in espresso and espresso liqueur, layering those with mascarpone cheese, a little bit of whipped cream, some powdered cocoa, and then cocoa pearls on the plate for a little bit of crunch.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I mean, you mentioned how good it is, but just in terms of the size, yeah, it is absolutely huge. You want to celebrate, get yourself a great meal, you can get it at Stazione di Federal.